Hi, today I'm going to demonstrate the difference between zinc white and titanium white. The particles of titanium in titanium white are very opaque, which blocks the light, and so the colors don't show as well. So if I took some titanium white and I went over top of this gray strip, it would pretty much cover it up. Now the other dab here is zinc white. If I went over the same thing with zinc white, that's what happens. It's much more transparent. And light can pass through zinc particles, which allows the color pigment to be much more visible. So this works good where you would like more of the true color that you mixed it with to show through, as in glazing techniques. And it's also great for layering. But what I do use it for is to push land back in the distance. So we won't do that right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some titanium white. I'm going to add a little bit of the blue to it. There we go. Phthalo blue, titanium white. So we'll do titanium on this side. A little more. A little more. Phthalo blue is a very strong tinting properties. Has very strong tinting properties, you know what I mean. Okay, and then now we're going to do zinc white. Now, it almost looks the same, but I'm having to put a lot of the zinc white in to actually get it to do anything. There we go. And it's more transparent. So let's see here. If you can see, that's the zinc white. And that's the titanium. And the titanium is far more opaque and the zinc white is far more transparent. And it'll show a little more when it dries as well. Maybe it'll be easier to show this with red. So we'll try a little red, a little zinc white, magenta, zinc white, magenta and zinc white. No titanium and magenta. Goes pink pretty quickly. Yeah, quite different looks there. I very rarely use zinc white to mix with other colors. I very rarely use it, but I will show you one thing that I do like it for. A little more zinc white in there. Now what I want to do is I want to push this land back even more right here. So this is what I do use zinc white with, or zinc white for. I'll take some zinc white on my palette, add a teeny touch of blue. Well, see, phthalo. This happens with phthalo. You gotta be careful with it. A little more. I don't want it that blue. So it's more maybe like this. Let's try this. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it just to thin it out that much more. I'm going to take some of this off my brush because I don't want too much on there. And then I'm going to go over top of this in the back. Now, if I did this with titanium, it would pretty much cover everything. And I'm doing it fairly thin because I'd rather not push it back too far. I'll just do up to there. Maybe I do want it a little bit bluer. Let's see. Here we go. And it will dry a little bit darker. And then let's say I want it to be a little bit warmer in one spot. I will put a little bit of Quin Magenta in there and maybe just kind of brush a little bit of that on top. And it won't totally cool it right off, whereas the titanium would. So that's what I use zinc white for mostly. Oops, sorry. Right there. So you can still see the color coming through. By the looks of it, I've already done it over here. There, see, and I could go over this again. And like I say, I would rather do it in smaller and smaller increments. Thinner veils. See, this is what you call a veil, actually. When it's a little bit of opaque paint. You can do a veil with a little bit of opaque paint and a lot of medium, which is sort of what this is. There isn't a lot of opaque pigment in the zinc. But I can even push that back a little more. Maybe I want to push it back here a little more. Making sure you can see. There, so the color underneath still shows through. Now, just for I'm going to dip, I'm probably going to wreck this, but I'm going to dip into some of the titanium white and try the same thing. That's what happens when you use the titanium white. Let's just get rid of that. Go back to zinc white. Yeah, titanium white just covers too much. But like I say, you could mix it with a bunch of medium and do kind of the same thing, but titanium is very, very cool. It'll cool everything down, which is fine for pushing it back. But anyways, there you go. That's the difference between zinc white and titanium white. Okay, I'm just going to run the video camera over here just to kind of show you. This is the zinc with the blue, and you can see how you can see more of the white of the paper come through, and it has more texture. And the same with, there we go, the magenta has a much nicer texture. Now we're going to go over to the titanium white, and here's the pink. So you can see how it has better coverage and is far more opaque. And same with the blue. Now let's go down to here. This really shows it here. That's the difference. Zinc white on the left, titanium white on the right.